In this exercise, we'll want to validate that the inputs for the functions are an array and a number. So let's write our function. It's called increase salaries, and it receives an array of salaries and a number, a percent, which is a number. So first things first, let's validate the salaries in as an array. So we can validate this by asking ourselves if not array.isArray of salaries. And if this is the case, we're going to throw a new error, which is going to tell us salaries should be an array. Now for percent, which is a number, we actually have to validate two things, because percent might be a number primitive or a number object. So we're going to have a condition which is a bit more complex. So the first thing that percent might be, for it to be valid, is a number, and we can validate a number primitive by asking ourselves if type of percent is number. Now the second valid form that it might have is as a number object. Unfortunately, we can't check if an object is a number object with type of, because type of any object will give us object. Instead, we're going to say percent instance of number. So if neither of these is true, we're going to throw a new error, which is going to say percent should be a number. Now if we've not thrown any error and everything is valid, we're just going to increase the salaries. So we're going to return a new array, which is going to be salaries.map, and with each salary we're going to say multiplied by percent plus 100 divided by 100. Now it's time to test our function. We're going to test it in a try catch block. And we're going to console.log and apply our function to an array. So the first example is going to be valid. So we're going to increase all salaries by 10%. The second one, now this is going to be invalid because we're not going to give it a number. And for the third one, we're going to give it a number for percent, but not an array for salaries. And if we run this, we're going to see that the first one worked, but the second one threw an error, which is percent should be a number. Now we can never get to the third one and with this one invalid, right? So we're going to comment it out, and if we run it again, we're going to see that it tells us that salary should be an array, and in this case it's actually an object.